Brad,
Yes.
the promised day has finally arrived.
Oh.
We got to play Phantasy Star Online 2 over the weekend. We didn't get to play it during our stream.
No, unfortunately.
We had a good time anyway.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
We
it
did.
was goofy, discredited.
Yes.
Came out of that. But yeah, Saturday I got to play. I just kind of zoned out and played a lot of Phantasy Star Online 2, the closed beta on Xbox. I got my character to 32, using those tri-boosts, which was good.
Okay.
And yeah, this game, it's kind of this weird
Hold on a
thing.
second. Before you go further,
Sure.
did it accomplish what you wanted it to accomplish? Did it give you that feeling you were looking for?
I think so. It is both kind of what I expected and very different at the same time.
Yeah.
But I think what was cool about Phantasy Star Online back in the day, and a big reason why I think I feel so much passion for it, is not just like because it's an action RPG, but it had its own like identity, you know?
Yes.
It had like its own flavor between the sound effects and like the art
the
style.
music, yeah, the locations, the sound effect, like everything.
Right, and weird
Distinct.
things like the mags and just everything. It had a very strong identity. And PSO2 definitely obviously has a lot of that identity, but it's like its own crazy thing at the same time. Like you go in and you experienced this because you played it, and especially when you're doing an urgent quest, right? There are just numbers flying everywhere.
It's so much going on.
It's kind of like Phantasy Star Online, it feels like on crack, where like everything is just faster. And there was a concert at 8 p.m. on Saturday.
So this is crazy. I didn't even know. I didn't see any of this. So this is hilarious to me.
Yeah, so there was a concert, and you just go into the lobby, and you go to the end of the lobby, and you watch this anime girl sing and dance.
Cool. As you do.
Yeah, and there was just one guy being annoying, and then other people were annoyed at that guy being annoying, and then people were jumping.
What was the guy doing?
This guy was just spamming like the same thing over and over, like repeatedly.
Oh,
Like he
no.
must have just had some sort of macro for spamming. He was like, "I'm the greatest swordsman who ever lived," or some nonsense like that.
What a dork.
Yeah, just kind of a dorky thing. He was just spamming it over and over, and then people were getting mad at him, making fun of him, and the people were jumping in front of the camera. And I was like, this sort of feels like early internet wholesomeness.
That does sound so stupid and beautiful at the same time. That's
Yeah,
yes.
man, you totally, yeah.
It's
that's
like a
exactly
time
what it felt
capsule almost.
Yeah, and there were people shouting encore to the anime girl, and she went away, and then she came back for an encore.
Oh, man.
That actually happened.
That's
you get
super funny.
You get buffs for watching the concert.
That's really funny.
which is
How was
really
the song? Was it nice?
They were fine.
Because, like,
They were fine.
that's not really my cup of tea. Like, I don't know if I want to watch some anime girl just sing songs. Like, getting buffs is sick, but it depends how long the song is, I guess.
It lasted a while. I think like the whole concert thing was like 15 minutes.
15?
Yeah, because you got the song.
Good Lord, she doing like
and then she
her
walked
whole
away.
EP or something? Like
Yeah,
4 songs?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think just playing Tokyo Barrage Sessions recently, like I was attuned
You're in the mood,
for
dude.
it. Yeah,
Yeah,
in the mood.
You're feeling it. Yeah.
It's a good way to describe it. But I want to talk about, I guess, the number one thing. I don't want to go too far in this. This isn't going to be a comprehensive PSO2 analysis. That'll come later down the line once we get more into it. But I want to talk about the combat because I really think that's the big takeaway.
Yeah.
And you were mentioning to me you love how the timing aspect of Phantasy Star is still there, where you want it to be the red circle and then hit the button to continue the combo. That aspect is still there, and it feels very active, which is good.
Yes.
But it's not overly complex.
Nope.
There's a simplicity to PSO2, much like PSO1.
I would say there's simplicity to it, like, on almost every front.
Sure,
Like,
what do you mean by
I feel
that?
like there's a lot going on, but like when you're actually going through the motions, like you're going through a zone,
Right.
it feels like simple. Not in a bad way. I'm just saying that I just felt like I know exactly what I'm doing. There's not a lot to distract me, I should say.
Right. Max was talking about how easy it is to jump in and out of, and I think there's a lot of things that
Maximilian dude.
Maximilian dude, yes. If you didn't know that.
He's like just some
right.
dude that works
I just
with us.
assume everybody
Yeah,
knows
just
Max.
Max.
Yeah. But it's an easy game to jump into, and I think there's a lot that you can get confused by, and I do want to get into
the
that.
game dumps a lot at you at once, I feel like.
Right, but I think at the same time you can also ignore a lot of that and just
I did.
jump into an area and kill stuff.
I did.
And it's pretty easy to get to that point, which I like.
Yeah, it doesn't take too long.
But I love so far the progression. And what I love about the progression is they make weapons really fun. And it felt like I was just playing Ranger, but I was obviously teaming up with other people.
Yeah.
Everything kind of had like a flashiness to it, like an over-the-topness.
I'll say. Some guy, I think, had a rocket launcher or something by me. I was like, what the hell's going on?
There's just kind of this fun, almost Muso-like goofiness to the weapons that you get that makes getting new weapons and getting new skills.
You're doing like Devil May
really
Cry
fun.
moves. Like, you're just in the air doing combos, like just staying in the air.
Yes, exactly, Brad. And like getting discs, which you consume to get more moves or stuff, can be really exciting because like one move I got, you were describing it as Vanquish-like, which it totally is. For assault rifle, I got just sliding on my knees, shooting at dudes.
Yeah, that's sick.
Which was really, really fun. And so, yeah, seeing all of that with multiple people and just on your own is good. I also love that pretty quickly you start only being able to switch between 3 weapons, but eventually that becomes 6.
Yeah, of course.
And I love that. I love just having access to so many weapons and the ability to switch on the fly. That's
absolutely.
really, really cool. You get rad shit like gun blades. I saw people rocking jet boots. That was really, really cool.
I didn't see any of that. That's sick.
The casino is also really fun. Did you step into the casino at all?
I didn't see this.
Yeah. So you get passes, which you can turn into casino coins. They've got slots. They've got blackjack.
That's all good stuff.
Fun to waste time in.
Yeah, that's good.
But this is a game that came out 8 years ago in Japan.
I will say it feels like a game that's 8 years old, but I don't discredit it for being 8 years old.
Right.
I'm just like, yes, it makes sense.
It's not the best looking game.
No.
I think just in terms of interface, it's a little bit cluttered at times.
Yes.
There's a lot going on with the menus. And being a game that is 8 years old, there definitely feels like times where there's a disconnect. Like, for example, I had a daily mission that was like, just do a gathering fever. And I was like, okay, how do I gather? Because I wasn't seeing any gathering points. I'm like, this probably shouldn't be that complicated.
Right.
You have to go to the cafe, and then once you go to the cafe, it triggers gathering points, and then you can do the gathering.
Okay.
And so there's just sort of weird things like that.
Yeah, there's like a few probably like weird hurdles you have to get over maybe.
Right. And that was definitely something that I was worried about, but I felt like the more that I played it, the more that I got in tune with it and the less of a hurdle that became.
Cool.
And so I worry for people that it's going to be initially overwhelming, but I think if you stick with it, it's really not that bad or that
for sure.
complex. Something that I like, so every time you level up, you have a class and you have a subclass. You get skill points, and if you're like, oh man, this is too much, you can just do recommended skills.
Oh, okay.
Which is cool.
That's cool. That's good.
Level up for you, which is fine. And I want to shout out the community as well. I already told you this, but for the audience, I feel like the PSO2 community, a lot of people have been playing on like Japanese servers, for instance, and a lot of people like have waited and are just dedicated, really hardcore fans of PSO. And so they're just excited that people are playing this game.
That's what I was going to say. It feels like everyone is just happy this game is here right now and they get to play it. Everyone seems super friendly and welcoming because they just want to play with you.
Yes. And there was just this guy, and I remember having PSO1 interactions just like this. There was just this guy who just struck up a conversation with me, and he'd been playing on the Japanese servers, and he just gave advice, and it wasn't like in that like condescending tone. He was just super
being a
chill.
friendly dude,
Yeah, and he just really wanted to help. And I love getting into online games where people just want to help, and it feels like the passion and the enthusiasm is there for PSO2. And I think in a lot of ways, that kind of compensates for that some of that 2012 feeling.
Yes,
that
for
we were
sure.
talking about is that
the community
enthusiasm.
will for sure can make that experience way better.
Brad, at the beginning of this, you asked me, did this deliver on what you wanted? And I think the biggest thing was I really am hungering for more. And that's the best thing you could ask out of a beta. But before we end this, like you just kind of dipping your toes into it, was there anything that we didn't cover, or what was your ultimate takeaway?
So, like, my experience with PSO is I played it on GameCube, but I never got to play online. I just played co-op with friends.
Yeah.
That's how I experienced it. When I played 2, it felt so familiar right away. Like, I felt like I feel comfortable. It was like learning to ride a bike again, almost being in the zone.
Sure.
Because the zones are kind of laid out the same, like kind of like little areas, loading screens go like that. I'm like, oh, this feels really good. But now I get to play with people.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, this is kind of what I wanted out of the game. I don't need some huge crazy thing with this game. Like, I understand this game's 8 years old, and I'm just happy this game exists.
Definitely. Yeah, I didn't think we would get to this point, and it's crazy that it's happening now,
Yeah.
but thankful that this game exists is a really good way to say it. The last thing that I want to touch upon that I should mention is urgent quests, because I really like...
Is that the emergency stuff?
Yeah, well,
Okay.
no, that's not the emergency stuff. It's
Okay.
like you have a limited window to do these quests.
Okay, gotcha.
So during the beta, there was like half-hour intervals, and they will let you know in the lobby. They'll be like, "Oh man,
Flashing
this crazy
stuff, yeah.
thing is happening!" Like
Cool.
the screens in the back will all get red. Also, there was Sonic the Hedgehog movie ads that you could go and watch.
What?
Yeah. So
Damn
they
it.
just had these monitors, and you could just go and watch Sonic ads.
Man, I wish I saw that.
Getting distracted, but the urgent quest, I really love this system because it felt like a rallying cry where it was like, oh man, this thing is happening, I better go wrap up what I'm doing. And it was fun seeing everybody at the quest counter excited to do it, and they were great for experience.
Yeah.
And so it was fun just running these things every once in a while, and that half-hour limit made me feel like they were precious. Like,
Yeah, exciting.
And I love that feeling in an MMO, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Anytime where it's not like, oh, I could just do this whenever.
It's like,
I got to
let's go
tune in
now. Yeah.
I think that is really good and helps foster a sense of community.
Yes.
I'm not exactly sure if they're going to be implemented in the same exact way in the main game, but the implementation that I saw in the beta I thought was cool.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So I'm already predicting the future. I can see far ahead. When
Right.
I play this game, when like inevitably me and Huber play with you,
Right.
you will be higher level than me and Huber.
Yes.
Is it still easy for a higher level to play with a lower level player, or will we be separate from each other pretty much until I'm level cap?
So I didn't really get to have that experience. I was just so focused on like leveling up my ranger that I wasn't really concerned with what the experience
Right.
would be like with different tiers of levels.
Yeah.
But what I will say and what might help with that is like Final Fantasy XIV, you can switch classes at any
On the
time.
fly, sure.
So let's say like I just play a whole bunch and I get, a bunch of level higher than you and Huber.
Mm-hmm.
I could just
switch
take up another class on the
Play with
fly,
us,
like
yeah.
very easily.
That's cool.
And that way, maybe we could all be at the same level and,
Cool.
and have the relatively same
Yeah, I think
experience.
that would be a strength of the game, because like the big appeal to me that game is playing with people.
Right.
And I think the easier it is for you to play with someone that could help a lot of people get into this game. Like,
Right.
oh, my friend's got this. I can just hop in and play with them. That'd be really nice.
Yeah,
But
and
we don't know how it works exactly, but hopefully, like, it's cool that you could change class at least and still play with them. It's not like you'll be locked out from us till we're caught up to you.
right, and yeah, I feel like because of the class switching specifically, that shouldn't be too big of an issue.
Right.
But we'll have to see how it goes in
Yeah,
the main
sure.
game.
There's
I
a
don't.
lot of classes.
There,
too.
there might be other things that I'm not taking into
yeah,
consideration.
but this is what we've seen. Yeah.
Yeah, this was just kind of our initial take on Phantasy Star Online 2.
Yeah.
I cannot believe I'm sitting here talking
I
to you
know,
about
it's
it.
crazy.
It's really, really fucking cool.
Yeah.
And of course, there's going to be a lot more on Frame Trap and
Oh, yeah.
more official coverage
For
down the line.
months to come.
We'll probably
maybe
try to
years.
review this game,
Yeah, it's
stream
gonna be
it.
wild. Yeah.
But yeah, thanks for talking about it with me.
Yeah,
This was
absolutely.
fun.
It's jolly.
Peace.